bring in Kayleigh McEnany, co-host of Outnumbered, Charlie Hurt, Washington Times opinion editor and Fox News contributor. Great to have you here. Michael Whatley, chair of the RNC, was on with us last hour, and this is part of his wrapping up argument. Watch here.
Kamala Harris and her campaign are flailing right now. She is in free fall because they don't have a closing argument. For them to try these ridiculous tropes and insults that they're attacking the president with right now just shows you how weak their campaign is, and they are not closing with a good argument.
Former President Trump was the celebrity at his event at the rally, but Kamala Harris brought in Michelle Obama. Watch here.
I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little frustrated that some of us are choosing to ignore Donald Trump's gross incompetence while asking Kamala to dazzle us at every turn.
Kayleigh.
Look, I mean, Michelle Obama is clearly a good speaker. I'm sure she helps in some way, shape, or form. But what I see on the Trump side is a lot of creativity. There was Madison Square Gardens last night, the McDonald's trip, the Joe Rogan podcast on Friday, Coachella, Aurora. Every day it's something new. And Alex Thompson reported this morning that some Democrats are fearing that Trump is sucking up all the oxygen and making it harder for Kamala Harris to put forward her closing argument. And then when you look at the content of that closing argument, you have the New York Times reporting it's in the 40th percentile according to a super PAC, a Kamala super PAC. And the real closing argument should be Medicare and home givers and tax breaks for them, which is what Donald Trump put forward last night. That ranks in the 90th percentile when Kamala proposed that. So it seems like there's some inversion in the messaging and a lack of creativity.
Wow. Okay, Charlie?
Yeah,
how do you see it?
You know, the problem with Michelle Obama in that clip and throughout that entire speech, she's lecturing. And people are tired of being lectured to at this point. And I agree with you, Kayleigh. I mean, what was so amazing about that event last night, obviously it was in New York City. Conservatives had long ago given up any hope of trying to do anything. So they don't even ask for people's vote in New York, which is the most offensive thing there is. And he's doing this. But the message itself is this plain common sense message. That's what he's run on all along. He's not some sort of conservative ideologue. So then when all the other left-wing press comes out and say, this is a Nazi rally, anyone who's paying attention is like, well, that doesn't really make sense. That's not what I'm seeing. And so it ends up being sort of this death spiral for the Harris campaign. But the thing that I think Republicans and conservatives need to remember, Democrats are motivated. The core Democrat voters are going to come out like never before.
That's a good reminder.
And if you're not on your toes and you support whoever your candidate is, you better participate in this one, because this is one where everybody is going to be participating.
Kayleigh, you mentioned creativity. And when Michael Whatley was here last hour, I said it felt to me like Trump, the campaign, is always beating Harris' campaign to the ball.
Yeah.
And one of the things they did this weekend is J.D. Vance was on the Tim Dillon show, which is one of my guilty pleasures to listen to on Saturdays. And I think it's so funny. And but the Walz and AOC thing yesterday, well, during the Trump rally, they were trying to be creative. I don't know if it works. Take a watch.
Oh, you faked it. Yes. That was tricky. I would like to say that I thought you were going to, but I got pure luck there. That was absolute luck. I appreciate your boldness.
I play like I govern, Governor.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they asked me to do that, if I were her, I would have said, I'm not doing that, guys. Because it's so awkward.
No, and AOC, like, one of the things about her that people like is she's authentic. She will, like, literally build furniture in her home on TikTok, and it's interesting to watch. This, though, look, you have Trump ahead by double digits with male voters. If you want to win male voters, you do what Trump did Friday. You go with Joe Rogan. You don't do this. And they might have lost some centrist in trying to court young voters because they talked about abolishing the filibuster. Tim Walz said, I want to put a gavel in your hand to AOC. If you're a centrist or an independent, you're listening to that thinking, I may have some aversion, even if you're pulling in some younger males.
Absolutely.
You know, the thing about a Nazi rally is when you have Israeli flags there, it's kind of goes against the grain. I just want to share this real quickly, okay? We don't know where Joe Biden is. He went to New Hampshire last week. He went to a Native American event last week as well. Axios, one person familiar with the situation, compared it to a slow-moving breakup. Harris's team and allies respect Biden's service, but are wary of further tying Harris to the unpopular president on the campaign trail. I don't know, sitting here today, whether or not we're going to see him in a prominent event between now and next Tuesday.
I'd be willing to bet that we don't, unless at some point they've determined that it's kind of hopeless and they want to be nice about it. Yeah. But he, and they have no one to blame but themselves for this situation. And meanwhile, on the other side, everything is organic. People are having fun. You have people walking out of polling booths playing the YMCA song and dancing, shimmying like that.
Having fun.
And then my favorite was the woman that went and voted. Apparently, she'd never voted so enthusiastically that she tried to vote with a Trump shirt on, and the election officials told her she wasn't allowed to wear a Trump shirt. And so she cussed everybody out naturally. And then cooler heads prevailed, and she took her shirt off and voted in her bra. That's what's going on the other side.
Saw that.
So good luck.
I don't know where you saw that, but
it's out there.
God bless
it sounds like a good one more thing for the 5.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That may be countering the Democrat enthusiasm you mentioned.
And she was a woman wearing a bra, which helps
Unique.
all the more.
Thank you, Charlie. See you at noon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.